Now let's turn our attention to Indonesia. This is Southeast Asia's biggest economy. It is home to more than 100 million people under the age of 30. Basically, it has a young, tech-savvy population, yet Apple does not have an official store in this country. And last year, the company was dealt a bigger blow. Indonesia banned Apple iPhone 16 sales over lack of investment. So now the tech giant is trying to woo their government. It is taking steps to potentially make iPhones in Indonesia. But will this plan work? And is this the new template? Here is a report.
Apple is trying to woo Indonesia again. The tech giant is taking steps to potentially make iPhones in the Southeast Asian country, so that Indonesia lifts the ban on the company and ends the saga that began nearly 4 months ago. Here's some context. Indonesia is Southeast Asia's biggest economy. Plus, it has a young and tech-savvy population. More than 100 million Indonesians are under the age of 30. Meanwhile, Apple does not have a single official store in the country. So those who want to buy its products buy them from resale platforms. But in October last year, Apple found itself in a peculiar situation. Indonesia banned the iPhone 16 in the country. It prohibited the marketing and sale of the model that was being imported, because the company failed to meet the country's strict investment regulations, which require companies to source up to 40% of their device components locally. To reach that percentage, Apple needs to invest in Indonesia. It should source Indonesian materials to be used for iPhone components. Apple had initially committed to investing $100 million in local research and development facilities in the country. But those investments only reached $95 million. They fell short of reaching the target. So, Indonesia banned Apple. This came as a major blow to the company, which is battling falling sales in nearly all markets the world over. So, following the ban in Indonesia, Apple pledged an additional $10 million and a new factory in Bandung City, which would manufacture accessories and components for Apple devices. These efforts were still not enough to circumvent the ban. So now, Apple has gone 10 steps further. It has made a new investment commitment of $1 billion, alongside a local manufacturing facility specifically for Apple AirTag trackers. These are devices that help people keep track of objects, such as keys or backpacks. And Apple is inclined to manufacture them in Indonesia. According to reports, it is also in talks with supply chain partners in the country to set up iPhone assembly lines. If the move materializes, if Indonesia lifts the iPhone ban, it'll become the second country in Southeast Asia with iPhone manufacturing facilities after Vietnam. This would not only allow Apple to regain its lost market, it'll benefit Indonesia as well. When it comes to consumer electronics, iPhone supply chains are quite sophisticated. So the move will elevate Indonesia's tech manufacturing industry. It'll give the country an economic boost, obviously. It would help create jobs. And by the looks of it, these results aren't too far away. It seems like Indonesia has succeeded in setting a template for foreign manufacturing and investment, because apparently Tim Cook is willing to cave in to become the apple of Indonesia's eye.
We're calling this show Vantage. We hope you like what we've put together for you. And now to Bangladesh, touted as the minimum ways defense from that video. India's neighbors were the first to send the special edition of Vantage live from the White House throughout this week. Yes, Hindu Mandir in we're on our way to Tel Aviv. City measure, but it's also the perfect way to drive.
I don't think that
Prime Minister of Bhutan, Sherin Tagwe. Welcome to
60% of the world's
office. Prime Minister Modi did the iron.
we were actually
How are you doing? How do you like? It's been 1 year since that meeting. Iron bars separate you from the outside. Out the vote effort. Trump had, it says, and at $4.3 trillion. 300 billion by 2030. That's what we need to tackle climate change.